please share some information with us. So, I Love You Man.
I Love You Man. This one
thanks.
also just recently came out. Rated R for language and stuff. And the 1930s laptop is acting up. Here we are. Friendless Peter Clavin goes on a series of mandates to find a best man for his pending wedding. When his Instabond with his new BFF puts a strain on his relationship with his fiancée, can the trio learn to live happily ever after?
Can it? Can it really?
Like there are a lot of people in this one. Paul Rudd, Peter Clavin. Paul Rudd is funny. Jason Segel plays Sidney Fife. Those are the two main characters. You've got Rashida Jones as Zoe, the love interest. Jon Favreau, Jane Curtin, J.K. Simmons, Andy Samberg.
J.K. Simmons.
The Incredible Hulk. Lou Ferrigno's in this one. David Krumholtz from Numbers.
Yes.
Geddy Lee, Alex Lifeson, and Neil Peart.
Who are they?
They're from a little band out of Canada called Rush.
Really?
Yes, indeed.
And you're such a huge Rush fan.
Yeah.
It's the first thing I wanted to talk about, actually.
Not so much, actually, with the Rush.
Yeah, so...
Although the one song that they kept playing, like they did the live thing with Rush.
Right.
I do kind of like that song.
Yeah, got a good hook, nice sound. But you're somewhat of a musical... I don't want to say genius, but you're definitely a pretty smart guy when it comes to music, being in a band and all. And I had the opportunity and the privilege to go to lunch with you and a buddy of yours who used to be in multiple bands back in Nashville.
Yep.
And listening to you two talk, Rush came up during our conversation. Mm-hmm. And you said Rob put it best as far as all very technically sound individuals.
Oh, yeah.
But no heart.
You know what? And
or something like that.
Yeah,
it was something around that.
I thought about that afterwards, and Rob is definitely from a different school of music than the guys in Rush.
Okay.
Rob, very good musician, plays by ear. And the guys in Rush, specifically Neil Peart, he's the only one that I can really comment on with any degree of authority because I'm a drummer myself. Neil Peart is so technical. If you listen to the record and then you go to a live performance and then you go to another live performance, you will hear the exact same performance.
Wow.
And there's something to be said for that.
I think so.
And I'm not going to say that the man doesn't have feel.
Right.
You know, like the concept of feel in music.
Okay.
But it's very robotic.
Okay.
Not necessarily in a bad way, but kind of in a carbon copy. Like this is the same thing, and he puts it out the same energy, the same notes.
See, I think that's amazing that he has the ability to do that.
It is amazing.
So yeah,
it is amazing.
I was a big fan of Rush, and during the
what happened?
Well, I still
Did you have a bad experience.
I just don't have any Rush music anymore to listen to.
That's what iTunes is for, buddy.
I know. And speaking of iTunes, that was a beautiful scene when Rudd talks to Rashida and says, "Hey, here is Rush. Be prepared to be Rushified," as he put it. And he brings up the iTunes, starts playing.
And it's these tiny little computer speakers.
And he goes, "Sounds much better on big speakers." She goes,
She's
"Yeah."
Like, yeah, I imagine.
So that was, his whole bass, slapping the bass.
Slapping the bass. Slapping the bass. Yeah, there was a lot of funny stuff in this one. Having said that, however... this is not your typical laugh a minute kind of Paul Rudd, Jon Favreau, Jason Segel movie.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. I mean,
you think there was intimate
compared to some other stuff that they've done?
Yeah.
Where I laughed almost continuously. This one, there was a lot of story, and it was a nice story. You know, and the love interest with Zoe, with Rashida Jones.
Yeah.
I bought their relationship.
Yeah.
You know, and it was a nice story. You know, it just
I hear you. Yeah, no, I'm okay. So there's two very memorable lines for me, though.
I got you. Hit me.
One was with J.K. Simmons' character, the father of Paul Rudd. What was his character name again right now?
Oswald.
Oswald? Okay.
Oz Clavin.
Oz Clavin.
For those of you who don't know who J.K. Simmons is, if you've seen Spider-Man
or Juno,
he
was the father in Juno, and then he was the paper editor.
Yeah,
what's his name in Spider-Man?
I keep wanting to say Perry White.
Perry something. Okay, but anyways, they're sitting at the dinner table. They make the big announcement. Yes, we're engaged. You know. Rudd's character has no real man friends.
Yeah.
That type of thing. They're having this discussion, and they said when they went to the beach, the comment was, Speedo full of Brillo.
Yeah, I almost chose that as my rating.
I thought that line. I said, "Wow, that is a fantastic line." It's just, yeah,
it's a vivid image.
Yeah, it is. But I also wanted to talk about Rudd's character, his awkwardness around dudes.
Yeah,
yeah, he's very comfortable around women.
Yeah,
does not know how to engage guys as friends.
Yeah.
And, you know, I've had best friends, and what I mean by everywhere I've lived, I've had a best friend.
Sure.
I just don't keep those best friend communications going afterwards, right? Talk to them more off and on, but when I see these people, it's like our friendship never stopped.
Yeah.
Type of thing.
Yep.
So it's just different because I think guys in general have difficulties communicating with people long distance wise.
You know what? I don't know. Well, yeah, maybe. What I'm thinking of though is my buddy back home. You know, we'll send emails back and forth every now and then when we come across something on the web that, you know, I know that he's into this or that.
Right.
And I'll send him that, hey, you know, I saw this, thought about you, thought you would think it was cool. And invariably, if it's on the web, he writes back to me something like, yeah, I saw that 2 months ago. Way to go. But it's
a little slow is what he's telling me.
But yeah, as far as phone calls and things like that and you know, deliberate, oh, I was thinking of you, emails and stuff like that, no.
Exactly. So, you know, I
guess I see what you mean, yeah.
You know, as dudes, I think we don't have troubles having conversations and picking up the conversation and having really close buddies.
Mm-hmm.
But I think women are more innate at having a long distance BFF, where dudes struggle with long distance BFFs.
I don't even think it's struggling though. I think it's just different.
It is different. I mean, you know, I don't know. So you know, it was funny. The awkwardness, and these guys are just acquaintances. I don't consider them any really good friends.
Yeah.
You know, I fence with them. Oh, I work with them.
Yeah.
All that kind of stuff.
These are the guys. Yeah, exactly.
But that's it, you know. But knowing that, you know, like you and I probably have a really close relationship, I'd say.
Certainly compared to Paul Rudd and anybody in that movie.
Yeah. You know, I mean, we tolerate each other quite well.
Well, yeah. Yeah.
You know, I have my moments and you have yours. And
well, on the radio anyway, and it's, you know, that's why we like to keep the show short. So having said that, thanks for listening. No.
I'm ready to rate it though.
I am too.
Okay,
I mean,
so let's go for it.
There was a little more rom than com in this romantic comedy.
Yes.
RomCom. And I tend to like them slanted the other way.
Right.
But having said that, you know, I'm going to give it 3 Mini Coopers.
3 Mini Coopers. Very nice.
Out of 5.
Okay, so I'm going slightly higher. I know we don't like to do it, but I'm doing it anyways. I'm going 3.5.
Yeah.
And I'm going with urinal cakes. I'm on a urine theme.
I gotcha.
So,
well, this is kind of a urine themed show.
Yeah, I'm gonna see what I can do about G.I. Joe. I
really have to use it.
It came from outer space. It ate some toxic waste. It could be 10 feet long, and now it's chewing on your face. Well, that's a surprise.